Greenland and Faroe Islands compared. Greenland's natural beauty is limitless, ranging from its massive glaciers and iceberg-filled fjords to its hot springs. The island is rich in human habitation and Inuit cultural artifacts dating back thousands of years. The Faroe Islands, which are close to Greenland, are famous for its unspoilt terrain and bird cliffs, and they are made up of 18 major islands and hundreds of islets and skerries. But how do the two countries fare when brought against one another? Let's find out. Both are autonomous parts of Denmark. Like Greenland, the Faroe Islands are a Danish-controlled autonomous region. In particular, the islands constitute an overseas autonomous region of the Danish Kingdom. The Faroe Islands were a part of Norway for centuries until the Treaty of Kiel ceded them to Denmark in 1814. The islands have been autonomous since 1948, and its parliament makes laws in all sectors except defence, police and foreign affairs. Faroese is the official language, while Danish is also taught in schools. It is more closely related to Icelandic and Old Norse than Danish is. Local banknotes are produced in addition to the Danish krone, which is the legal tender. The Faroe Islands are a part of Denmark, but have had their own government since 1948, with the exception of military defence, police, justice, currency and international affairs. Because they are not included in Denmark's customs area, the Faroe Islands are free to pursue their own trade strategy and sign bilateral trade agreements with other countries. The Faroe Islands and Iceland are party to the comprehensive Hoyvk Deal, a bilateral free trade agreement. They have a representative in the Danish delegation to the Nordic Council. The Faroe Islands have their own national teams in a few different sports. They opted out of the European Economic Community in 1973 so that they could continue to manage their own fishing waters independently. In spite of being a part of Denmark, Greenland operates independently as a sovereign nation. Greenland has been politically and culturally linked to Europe for the better part of a millennium, despite its North American location. Denmark has had colonies in Greenland since 1721. In 1953, the nation officially became a part of Denmark. After being awarded home rule by Denmark in 1979, Greenland was then inaugurated into extended self-rule in 2009, providing even more authority and responsibility to the Greenlandic government. Greenland will be able to take up additional duties from Denmark in accordance with the new framework as and when it is ready to do so. Geography. Greenland is around 2,166,086 square kilometers in area, whereas the Faroe Islands only measure about 1,393 square kilometers. There are a total of 18 islands that make up the Faroe Islands, and they are all rather mountainous and divided by narrow sounds and fjords. Approximately midway between Scotland and Iceland, these volcanic islands may be found in the North Atlantic Ocean. It has a marine economic zone and a total land area of 1,399 square kilometers. Apart from a long stretch of rugged, rocky and bleak coastline, Greenland is covered with a flat, sloping ice cap. In the unfrozen regions of Greenland, you'll find the treeless, barren tundra that's characterized by strong winds. However, ice can be found even on the tundra. Much of the tundra in Greenland is really built on top of permafrost or permanently frozen earth. The majority of the shoreline on this island is rocky, and there is a lot of it. Economies. Due to their economy's reliance on fishing and fish farming, Greenland and the Faroe Islands are at risk. Bakkafrost, the greatest of the 4 Faroe Islands, salmon fishing farms, and the 8th largest in the globe, is among the major private firms in the Faroe Islands. In 2011, almost 5% of GDP, or 13% of the Faroe Islands' total revenue, came from economic assistance from Denmark. The government has been encouraging innovative IT and commercial initiatives to entice fresh capital since the year 2000. On comparison to the other European countries, the unemployment rate in the islands is very low. Fishing is a major industry in Greenland. Moreover, 90% of Greenland's exports come from the country's fishing industry. By far, the most lucrative sector is the shrimp and seafood business. The mineral resources of Greenland are extensive. While there has been a resurgence in hydrocarbon and mineral exploration, it will be some years before any production of hydrocarbons is really possible. In spite of the vast availability of hydropower, electricity has historically been produced by oil or diesel power plants. Foreign policy matters. The government of the Danish Kingdom are vested with the power to engage into commitments under international humanitarian law and the duty to direct foreign policy by virtue of the country's constitution. The government of the Faroe Islands, and the government of Greenland all want to work together closely, respectfully, and on an equal footing on issues of strong foreign, security and safety and military policy that are important to the Faroe Islands as well as Greenland. Danish, Faroese and Greenlandic politicians formed a contact group in October 2021 to work toward this goal. In this committee, the sharing of sensitive information is crucial. The people. Despite their disparity in size, the populations of the two areas are almost the same. In 2021, Greenland had 56,421 residents. It is estimated that 8.9% of the population was born in Denmark, 1.1% in other Nordic countries, 1.4% in other countries, and 89.7% were born in Greenland to Inuit people, including those of European descent. The Inuit are indeed an indigenous people of the Arctic, whose historical range has included parts of Greenland, Canada, and the United States, Alaska. Lutherans make up the bulk of the population. The majority of people in the Faroe Islands are of Norse and Celtic ancestry and identify as ethnic Faroese. The demographic and social environment of Faroese community, with a size of 50,000, represents a little but realistic scale replica of a Nordic community of a few million people. As a result of the country's foundation on the Scandinavian welfare model, Faroese inhabitants have access to a wide variety of publicly funded services, and the Faroe Islands enjoy a high quality of life relative to their GDP per inhabitant. Languages. Since Home Rule was established in 1979, both Greenlandic, an Inuit language essentially signifying West Greenlandic, and Danish have been utilised in political matters. In June of 2009, Greenlandic replaced all other languages as a single official language. Numerous Danish immigrants in Nuuk, as well as other major cities, still use Danish as their first or sole tongue, and the language is frequently utilised in government and higher education. The fate of Greenlandic and Danish in the nation is a topic of continuing concern. The Greenlandic alphabet was created in 1851 and redesigned in 1973. The literacy rate in this nation is at a perfect 100. Most people are multilingual or even trilingual, however the bulk use West Greenlandic. Around 50,000 individuals are native or near-native speakers, making it the most widely spoken among the Inuit languages. According to the Home Rule Act, Faroese is the country's main and official language, but Danish is taught in schools and may be used by the Faroese government in public affairs, with government institutions offering Danish versions of paperwork upon request. Like other North Germanic languages, Faroese is derived from Old Norse and is most closely linked to Icelandic. Isolation from other languages has allowed it to maintain more traditional grammatical characteristics that had been lost in neighbouring Danish, Norwegian and Swedish. Not only does it retain the letter, but unlike Icelandic and Fjords, it actually has a sound to it. In 2017, Faroese Sign Language became an authorised language of the country. The cultures. Faroe Islands are located in the heart of the maritime path between North America and Europe, and they are just a few hours' flight from the major cities of Northern Europe, despite their seeming isolation. However, decades of relative seclusion from the rest of the globe have allowed old customs to survive and continue to impact island life. The Faroe Islands stand out from other countries because to their distinctive blend of tradition and globalization, which has resulted in a populace with a very strong and local identity and an active attitude as a globalized Nordic country. The history of the world's biggest island, Greenland, is a fascinating melting pot of cultures that have adapted to the harsh conditions of the Arctic. A little more than 1,000 years ago, the Inuit, the Eskimo ancestors of modern Greenlanders, arrived in Greenland. Before then, Greenland was settled by people who made many journeys across Canada over a span of 4,500 years. Greenland is a country rich in artistic and creative potential. Everywhere you go in the nation, you may see stunning sculptures crafted from stone, bone, skins, and beads. The Faroe Islands and Greenland are a constituent element of the Kingdom of Denmark, as we have seen. These sections of the Danish realm enjoy significant self-government and are distinct in many respects because of their unique national, historical, and geographical position. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell. This is Learning Canteen.